Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here with...
Celestial Duelist, guys. What up?
And today and tomorrow, we've got a two-part treat for you guys. So this last month, during June, I did a loot report. It was huge. You remember it, hon. You saw me bringing all that stuff, and you were like, seriously, went out and bought another collection, huh? And I said, yup. And then I did it was like 30 plus minutes of me flipping through cards for them. So congrats to anybody who actually made it all the way through that. It was insane. But what we did was we found two decks in there. And actually we kind of finished building the one, which is the one we're going to go over today. And we're just going to kind of talk about these loot decks today and tomorrow. And Celestial's going to tell us how she would... help us make these decks better if we weren't just going to turn around and give these to somebody later. So, real quick, we're going to start with Dark Magician because, we talked about Dark Paladin yesterday for Deckmaster Monday. So, time to do the deck list, right?
Yes, it is. Let's go.
All right. So, you're going to be running 3 copies of Dark Magician. And, again, I was pretty happy because this is actually my favorite art for the Dark Magician. And it just happened to be in... what was this one? Dual Power was the set. You got the 6 heroes cards, all with alternate stances.
Yeah.
And again, just big fan of Dark Magician himself. You got 3 of the Apprentice Illusion Magicians, 2 Dark Magician Girls, 3 Magicians of Dark Illusion, 3 Magician's Robes, and 3 Magician's Rods. So again, this is essentially just budget Dark Magician stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
And one of the biggest things that you were telling me earlier was if we didn't care about a budget, we could just drop on some Magician Souls. Be a good starter for most combos. But again, we don't have that. It wasn't in the collection. So it just is what it is. So as far as the monsters go, this isn't too bad. And it gives you enough play. Then we went into our spells. We did find 2 Allures of Darkness in there. We did have the single Dark Burning attack, 2 Dark Magic attacks, because again, there were no Harpy's Feather Dusters, which she immediately launched onto me. Mm-hmm. She was like, first off, I can't believe you couldn't remember my Valentine's name for a video this weekend. And then second, you're going to sit there and look at me and be like, Feather Duster was nowhere in there? It's like, okay, you're right, Celestial, you win.
Of course I'm right.
3 copies of the Dark Magical Circle. And again, it was just real good find to have there all in one. 3 copies Fusion Deployment. Cheated. I took these ones out of my trade binder to throw them in here. Because again, you kept saying, you were like, well, how are you going to keep getting Dark Magician, right?
Yes.
And this is how we're going to get Dark Magician. We do run the single Illusion Magic. 3 copies Secret Village of the Spellcasters. So again, this deck doesn't know if it wants to go control or if this deck just wants to be aggressive. So it's got a little bit of both. A couple copies of Thousand Knives. Again, a little spot removal. What was your argument right here? What spell did you tell me I could be using?
Regeki.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's up to 3 now.
It is up to 3.
So.
And the other thing was you were like, well, you got to control Dark Magician to do this. If you put in Geki, number 1, you don't have to control Dark Magician. You could start your turn by just blasting an opponent board, just going, no, I don't like those monsters.
Exactly.
Additionally, this only targets 1 monster and destroys it. Geki doesn't target and destroys all their monsters.
Yep.
So again, I got to agree with her. Quick and easy to upgrade it right there. Just is what it is. And then what we had, 6 traps.
I believe so.
And it's pretty standard. It's 3 copies of Eternal Soul.
Yes.
And 3 copies of Magician's Navigation. So again, pretty fun. And not too terrible.
Right.
I did mention one thing. I said, it's too bad there wasn't an Eye of Timaeus. And some of the Dark Magician Timaeus Fusion Dragons. Because again, I like those. I think they're cool.
Yes.
Amulet Dragon, Dark Magician Dragon. And since we have the girl... DMG's in here, we could go with the Dark Magician girl, Knight, Dragon.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about. You got both arts.
I do.
It's pretty cool.
So
And then for our extra deck, we only had 4 cards that actually fit that were in that collection. So Ebon High Magician, Ebon Illusion Magician, number 11 Big Eye, and Dark Paladin. Yeah, there were 2 Big Eyes, but honestly, if you're going to give you guys a small list of things here, we're not going to go too crazy and just put together 14 or 15 cards just to say I have a full 15.
right.
And really, it's just about making your Xyz plays. Obviously, what we could be playing all sorts of different links and stuff.
We can, yes, absolutely.
There's the Dark Charmer, Wee Witch. Actually, I think Wee Witch was in there, and I think I left Wee Witch in the package.
Ah,
So that might be my fault.
yeah.
The Dark Paladin, literally, is just here so we can get the fusion deployment off. And this is what you were talking about yesterday when you said the combinations of the fusion monsters on him. Was because in this deck, we use him to designate Dark Magician to summon it with the fusion deployment, like when I was playing Fallen of Albaz.
Right.
So it's pretty fun. And for those of you that just wanted the list, seriously, go ahead, take a screenshot or something. I'll just try to move some of these so that the names are just a little easier. Maybe get the art out there. And you guys have a lovely day. Anybody who wants to stick around for the card effects, we'll start that now. So give us just a second to clean the field. All right, we're all back and we're all organized. So just a brief over the effects here real quick. Dark Magician is Dark Magician, so anything that requires Dark Magician is going to need this bad boy. And like I said, this has got to be my favorite art for him. I'm still partial to the original, like, anime show, Yugi structure deck, purple armor, powerful stance Dark Magician. And then what is IDK Duelist's favorite? The Arcana's Red.
Yes.
He loves that thing. So, again, maximize it. You go to the Apprentice Illusion Magician, couple of effects here. You can special summon this from your hand by discarding a card. If this is normal or special summoned, you could add a Dark Magician from your deck to your hand. During damage calculation, if your other Dark Spellcaster monster battles an opponent's monster, as a quick effect, you can send this card from the hand or face up on the field to the graveyard. That monster will gain 2,000 attack and defense during that damage calculation only. So again, it's a battle trap. It's a battle trap from the field. It can special summon to the field for a discard, and it can add Dark Magician to your hand if you didn't already have it. So she's almost the best Magician girl.
She is.
Almost.
Almost.
Then you got Dark Magician Girl. Very boring, very basic. Gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either graveyard. But we're going to use her for a couple of the combination things. And honestly, we could have done some rank 6 overlays had we had the opportunity to. And by incorporating her as well. If we went back for a more casual build, we could play, and I want to say it was called the Sorcerer of Dark Magic. It was the promotional Dark Magician Plus upgrade from the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie. And again, he's got a selective ability to stop traps. That card was way better back then when we were more trap-oriented than today.
Yeah, because lately now I think it's more spell-related.
Spells, monster effects, yes, anything that can cycle fast.
Exactly.
Unless you're me, and you're playing Subterror, and your friends don't like you anymore.
Yeah, I know. But that's another conversation for another deck time.
I think I've had that conversation with these people a few times. These duelists have definitely seen the Subterror.
All right, on to the next one.
Yes, on to the next card. Magician of Dark Illusion. Name becomes Dark Magician on field. Can only use each effect once per turn. During the opponent's turn, if you activate a spell, trap, or effect, you can special summon this from the hand. And if you activate a spell, trap, or effect while this is face up on your field, except during the damage step, target a Dark Magician in the graveyard, special summon it. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. So again, they do have the ability to put themselves on field. Very good. We got the Robe. During the opponent's turn, you can discard one spell trap. Special summon one Dark Magician from your deck as a quick effect. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell trap or effect while this is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. Each effect once per turn. And then Rod, my favorite way to start a turn. When is normal summoned, add a spell trap from the deck to the hand that specifically lists Dark Magician in the text. During the opponent's turn, if you activate a spell trap or effect while this is in the graveyard, you can tribute one spellcaster monster, add this card to your hand. Each effect once per turn. And again, the rod works so well.
Cool.
You guys know the Allure of Darkness by now. We don't need to keep talking about that. The Dark Burning Magic. If you control a Dark Magician girl, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. And again, Raigeki. This is more akin to Lightning Vortex, as it only gets rid of the face-ups. And again, it's situational. You do have to control the Magician girl.
Right.
But again, this was a casual deck. We're the casual channel. And this was all stuff we found in the loot report, minus the 3 spell cards.
But that, in my view, if I were to build this deck, that card, I wouldn't have that card in there.
No, that's fine.
So
2 Dark Magician attacks. If you control the Dark Magician, destroy all spell traps the opponent controls. Again, this is going to be our way of doing a Feather Duster with this.
yeah.
The Dark Magical Circles, when this is activated, look at the top 3 of your deck. Reveal 1 Dark Magician or spell trap that specifically lists Dark Magician in the text. Hey, look, his name's in the text.
Oh,
So you could pull this off the rod. Also add that to a card to your hand, then place the remaining cards back on the top of your deck in any order. If Dark Magician is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you may target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it. You may only use each effect once per turn. And of course, since it is in quotes, it is a hard once per turn. Doesn't matter if you have multiple copies. But the beautiful thing here is we get some spot removal for summoning our Dark Magician.
Yeah.
So again, we get to mess with the opponent, and fusion deployment really does help with that. Reveal a fusion monster from the extra deck, special summon from the hand or deck. 1 material whose name is specifically listed on it as material. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters the turn you activate this card. You may only activate 1 copy per turn. And again, it's all good. Just do it. It's fun. Illusion Magic. Tribute a spellcaster. Add up to 2 copies of Dark Magician from the deck and or graveyard to your hand. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. Why would we even be playing this? Well, guys, because when you play the Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl, you have to discard a card for the special summon. So what you can actually do is you can discard the Dark Magician to then add a Dark Magician. It lowers the count of what's still in the deck. And then this Illusion Magic can add another copy of the Dark Magician out of your deck. It's just there. I mean, again, you don't really have to play it. We just chose to.
So
Secret Village of the Spellcasters. If you control a spellcaster monster and your opponent does not, they cannot activate spell cards. If you control no spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. So, moral of the story. If you want to play spells while this is in play, have a spellcaster monster. And again, if you're like me and you're playing Subterrors, you don't have any of those. And then you don't get to play spells. And then your wife gets to laugh maniacally at you from across the table.
yeah.
And it's awesome.
Or like when I play Black Wings and stuff.
Yeah, then you don't get them. Because yours are all winged beasts.
Yes, they are.
1,000 Knives. If you control Dark Magician, target a monster on the field, destroy it. Again, spot removal. The Eternal Soul, continuous trap card. Every Dark Magician in the monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. If this face-up card leaves the field, destroy all monsters destroy all monsters that you control. You can only use the following effects once per turn. You can activate 1 of the following. Special summon a Dark Magician from the hand or the graveyard. And again, this allows us to immediately start recycling Dark Magicians. And then also add a Dark Magic attack or 1,000 Knives from the deck to the hand. So again, we do get that little bit of spot destruction in the Feather Duster-esque effect, which is very good.
Yes.
And then the last card we're going to go over, because again, the extra deck is just what it is the Magician Navigation. So when you activate this, special summon a Dark Magician from the hand, then special summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck. Now, level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster could be another Dark Magician. You could summon 2. You could be summoning an Apprentice Illusion Magician because then she's on the field and ready to slap. She's also going to be special summoned, which means she gets to grab you another Dark Magician. You have the Dark Magician Girl, who's going to come out and allow you to use that Dark Burning attack. You have the Magician of Dark Illusion, who's now going to count as Dark Magician because he's on the field.
Right.
And the Rod and the Rope. So literally, Magician's Navigation is summon Dark Magician plus any of your other monsters. Now, if you control Dark Magician except the turn that this is sent to the graveyard, you may banish this from the graveyard, target a face-up spell trap the opponent controls. It'll have its effects negated until the end of this turn. And oh my goodness, can this be super useful. So that's it. That is the Dark Magician deck salvaged out of the loot report. And again, just a little bit of an extra deck, nothing major. Again, this isn't meant to be like one of those big, crazy, competitive decks, but you can definitely kick this one around the table. Anything you'd like to say to him before we let him go?
All right. If you have any ideas of how you would change up this deck, let us know in the comment section what to add, what to take out.
Please do not say Magician's Soul. We know Magician's Soul, guys. We know. It's just it's out of price range right now. So that's fine.
So alrighty though, but
all right, so do the things. If you want to support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, tell your friends, do all of the things, or do none of them. Just do one thing and try to have a good day, okay? Hopefully we can get you guys to come back tomorrow. We've got another deck that's been pulled out of the loot report, and then we'll show you that one. Celestial, are you going to be here for that one?
I will be.
All right, you heard her. So we're going to hold her to it, and hopefully we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Later, guys.
Later.